So we're going to recap the Canter depart. Wobbe here, he's had the weekend off, so he's had a couple days off, and we're going to just see where he's at. Go back and do the warm-ups here of can I just go walking around, ask him to do a bit of counter shoulder in. How soft is he with that? Then get some trot rhythm going and just really focus on the lower gaits. So don't underestimate your walk and your trot to help the canter. Particularly if you start doing some of your lateral movements with that. See here, this is nice. I'm just kind of tipping his nose to the outside, coming on with my right leg here a little, saying, asking his hind to come off the rail. And he's getting better and better about that. So the more I have control over the body parts here, the easier the canter is going to be, the more balanced he's going to be. So that was nice. And I don't have to, if he's getting it, I don't have to spend a lot of time with it. It's just come out and play with it until he's feeling pretty good. Go the other way. And I'm just coming on with my outside leg, or really it's the inside of the band, but it's the leg between the fence and the rail. Just asking him to come off the rail with his hind end a bit there. Nice. So that's pretty good. And now I'm going to, and we've done a little, I did a little walk warm up here. I haven't done any trot yet. So you might spend, 5 minutes just kind of walking around, getting them to warm up, loosen up, even before you go into the counter shoulder in. So now I'm going to pick up the trot. I haven't done any trotting today yet. And just see where he's at with his rhythm. Is he nice and soft? Is he in my hand? Is he flexible? Is he following my feel? Where is he tight in his body? All those things I'm kind of looking at. Is he staying balanced? He actually feels pretty nice there. He's a little bit tight in his back, but he's starting to just kind of drop a little bit as we're going. So this is nice. I'm doing some circles. The bends and circles are going to help to get him loose in the back, get him to soften a little. I'd like for him to kind of drop into my hands just a little bit more than this. But I'm not in a hurry with that. Let's take my time. Do some circles, then follow the rail, head around. So here he's there, he kind of reaching down into my hand a little. So I like that, that's nice. Get my circle in this corner. If he stays like this, he's ready for a canter. So I'm going to ask for a little canter. So again, I'm going to use my corner, come around, shift my weight out. There he wants to fall in. He felt me say, oh, you're going to ask for the canter, let me just dive in. So I abandon the canter and says, no, just stay soft. Stay upright. Let's do another circle. So feels pretty good here, so I'm going to prepare. I shift my weight to the outside a little and lift. There, leave him alone. I just gave a tiny bit of a lift with my inside leg. He thought about it, and then I left him, and now I want to get him back together again because he started to fall apart. And he gave me a nice try. So it's just lots and lots of repetition. If there's no try, then I'm going to get firmer. And I get firmer with the whip. I'll touch him with the whip. But he tried, so I don't need to touch him with the whip. So I just keep saying, hey, stay soft, yes. Prepare, shift my weight out, and hey, wait. Because there he's kind of like, oh, let's, he's wanting to poop. We'll let him do that, and then we'll set up and do it again. So I got a nice band. This is nice. Shift my weight out and leave him. Because there he kind of hollowed out, dropped his shoulder, and fell in. So I'm just going to say, no, you're not. I don't want you to canter from that. We're just going to stay here trotting for a little bit longer. Might change corners here. This is nice here, yeah. And yes, he fell in a little bit, but this is really nice. He's not running off. Yeah, he's kind of falling in a little here now. He's starting to kind of get a little out of balance and want to run off. So before your horse starts to lose his balance and leave and take off, just bring him back and be like, oh, thank you, because that was really nice. Yeah, the party fell in a little bit when I asked, but then he kind of held it, and then I just said, hey, would you like to a second time? And he's like, sure. So I don't typically like to do a double ask or a triple ask unless it's a scenario like that where you kind of ask and they're like, no, I don't think I'm quite ready. And then I'll give them a moment, and then they're like, okay, I'm ready now, and then I'll ask. And that can be real helpful. But if you start to ask for a depart and they just drop in like he was doing a little bit ago over in this corner, then I'm just going to abandon it totally. Say, no, let's just trot. Let's just stay there, do that, trot again until you're nice and relaxed. And so he left off balanced, and he stayed balanced, and he stayed relaxed. So I really like that. So give him a moment here, and now we'll do the other lead, going off the other direction. Because at this stage, it's not about riding him a long time. It's about keeping him balanced. Because the more I can keep him balanced at the walk trot and then into the canter depart, if I can get balanced canter departs, the length of time I ride him, that's just a matter of time, just doing it longer and longer, because he'll be able to hold it more and more. And the departs are really strengthening your horse too. So I'm gonna now pick my life up and get a nice trot going. Very rhythmic and balanced. Don't get in a hurry for the canter. What I'm doing here over the past 3 days in these videos, you might be working on this for several months. So it's not like this is something that just, you get it right away. See there, he thought I was going to ask for a canter, and he kind of rushed a little bit. So I'm just waiting on him to get soft. I'd like for him to get a little rounder in my hand. He falls in just a little bit here. So I open my outside rein, lift my inside hand a little, shift my weight to the outside, and say, pick up your shoulder. Yeah, there, that's nice. Still kind of wanting to fall in, so I'll just try this other corner. He seems like he's liking this corner better with it. Yeah, getting nice and soft and round in my hand. So I'll prepare by shifting my weight out. My leg outside leg comes back, and nice. kind of fell in a little bit there before he loses his balance. Just bring him back, be like, oh, thank you. Because there was a little bit of that double ask there again, where when I thought Canter and just softly asked, he kind of got a little bit worried, a little bit falling in, but then he caught himself. And then I said, hey, how about now? And he said, sure. So it feels pretty good here. I'm going to shift my weight out, set up, and nice. Yeah. Don't fall in, buddy. Yeah, and come back down. So I just helped him. He wanted to fall in a little bit at the canter, and I was able to help him. Just kind of pick him up and say, no, there's where, just stay there. And he stayed with me. So I was able to ride him just a little bit longer without him just totally falling apart. So that was really nice. I'll give him a little moment here, and then we'll try the other lead again. But you're just seeing there's no rushing with this. Don't get in a hurry to push and pressure the horse's canter. Early on in my career, that's what I used to do, is just like, oh, we got to get the canter, and I wasn't aware of balance, that being even an issue. And I'd get the canter, but then they'd be worried when they pick up the canter and they would run. And they'd get really fast and they'd just fly around the arena. And over time I started realizing, well, hey, if I can get a nice, balanced, relaxed canter to part, then they stay relaxed at the canter. And that's a really key issue here, is the more you can keep your horse relaxed and soft, the easier it is for them to do pretty much anything that you're doing. And so that's what we're really looking for here. And like with him, if I get into pushing the canter, saying it's all about the canter, he's just going to get faster and faster, wanting to bolt and take off, because he's just like, argh. He gets frustrated and a little bit mad, and he's a little bit out of shape, and he's out of balance. And so for him to even pick up the canter, he has to go fast. So we're going to really just focus on keeping them soft and quiet. And so we'll pick up the trot again and try this other lead. He's wanting to fall in. I'm like, no, don't fall in. Thank you. And I just kind of picked my hands up to the outside a little, came on with a little inside leg to help him there. Yeah. I'm softening my hands, bending through his body, getting the three things of forward rhythm. See here, he's kind of just wanting to stall out, so I'm going to activate a little whip, say, hey, come on, I know. So I want forward rhythm first, then can he follow the line of travel? So he's anticipating. So I'm just saying, wait on me, thank you. You don't have to canter until you're ready. Wait on me, buddy. Ah. See, he's anticipating, which I don't mind them anticipating as long as they're waiting for me, because then they kind of like, oh, I know when I get to that spot we're going to do it. But I want him waiting for me to tell him, not to just say, hey, we're gonna. Yeah. There, he's kind of taken off a little, so I'm just putting a little feel with the outside rein to say, no, no, don't take off, don't run away. Waiting on him, setting him up, getting my forward rhythm. Can I get my line of travel? Can I get the bend through his body? And I'm almost getting a sense he's a little bit worried with this whip here. So I'm just bringing it back and rubbing on him. Just say, hey, it's okay. Setting him up. His shoulder fell in there. Yeah, a little bit fast here, buddy. So I just do a tiny bit of a half halt. And that I'm just kind of bracing just a tiny bit in my body to say, hey, slow down just a little bit. Don't take off. Take off. Ah. Holding the outside rein there. Boy. Oh, a little too much. Yeah, good boy. Nice. See this there? A little bit kind of taking off here, but he's starting to settle in. Going, oh, it's about getting relaxed and soft. It's not about canter. Good. Now I'm going to shift my weight out and yes. Easy boy. Ah, good boy. So started off good, then he kind of wanted to take off a little bit, and I'm going to just go back into trotting again. I'm not going to ask for another canter. I just want him to get nice and relaxed here at the trot, and then we'll leave him. Because otherwise he thinks, oh, every time I get relaxed, he still asks me to canter. I'm like, nope, not every time. And oftentimes when you ask the canter and you come back to the trot, you're going to have to spend quite a bit of time with them because they get amped up. They get fired up and then they're like, oh, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. And you just have to be like, no, no, wait on me. Just get soft. Yeah. Good. And I just softened down right in there. That's nice. And so I'm just going to leave him with that. I'm not even going to do the other lead a second time because it was so good. So I'm just going to, I did 2 times on this lead and just one direction on that time, so you can play with that. This is his worst side. He tends to get a little more worried with it. So if you have a side that needs a little bit more help with it, that's fine. Play with it a little bit more, but don't get into drilling this too much. Like you're seeing here, we're spending, 10-15 minutes on this, getting a change, leaving it alone, and then you come back the next day, play with it again. And you just, over time, you keep building that up better and better, getting softer and softer. And as you can see over just the 3 days here of working with him with the video, and that's with the 2 days off here, he just coming back from the weekend, he was actually better. He's softer, he's more relaxed, and he's waiting on me way more, and just like, oh, okay, when you're ready, I'll pick it up. And we just keep progressing with that over time, and eventually that you just shift your weight and you say let's canter, and he's just like, boop, sure, no problem. And that's really what we're looking for. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.